Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am here in the Hotel Hermitage in Monte Carlo still, but I wanted to get a video out. Now it is late at night, it is after 9 o'clock. I have 9:30 dinner reservations. How am I gonna do this? But I thought I had been wanting to do a top 10 video, but it is so hard for me. And then I thought, well, I can do like a seasonal video. And I was packing for this trip and I thought, you know what? I just picked my top 10 because I literally was like, okay, what are my like top 10 perfumes that I can't be without, that I really want and I really enjoy wearing on various occasions? And I have them. So if that's something you want to see, stay tuned for that. Now, I do have three extras that are a little universal for me that I just always pack when I travel because they're so easy. And the first one is, and I have like this travel kit, which is like a pouch by Micaleff that I always use to kind of protect any travel atomizers I have. I also have a kit by Sora that's amazing too. But Marbella by Carner Barcelona, because it's this gorgeous fresh scent. It is not long lasting at all, comes in the blue bottle, and I just kind of make 5 ml decants for myself. This is one that I really enjoy while traveling, like on planes, in cars and that sort of thing, while going through these, like this is a 24-hour journey for me to get here. It's 3 legs, and then there's always 2 hours before at the airport. Then there's layover time, there's customs and passport control. It ends up being, even though the longest leg I think is like 12 hours, and then there's like 2 hours here, 2 hours there, it ends up over 24 hours for me. So I like something that makes me feel fresh. And yes, I do stop in one of the airports along the way and take a shower in their lounge. It's like needed on long journeys like that. But I still want something fresh, especially even after the shower. I want to put it on. This is very aquatic, fresh feeling, and it just makes me feel clean again. And I really like that. So it kind of always goes with me when I travel. The other more elegant fresh fragrance is Contralto by Sora, which I put in here again just to feel a little more fresh. But this is fresh on a really hot night or a hot day, a long work day where I want to feel fresh but a little bit perfumed. People compare this one to Byredo Belle de Freak. However, Sora has incredible longevity, unlike Byredo, but the scent is very similar in that you get this clean and woodsy and outdoorsy kind of feel, a different type of fresh feeling that I personally enjoy in those moments. And the third one I always carry with me is my mini of Palo Santo. When I'm completely stressed out, this is like my reboot. This is by Carner Barcelona. It is literally the note Palo Santo, which has cleansing attributes. It also is just emotionally cleansing. So I call it my reboot. It kind of slaps you in the face when you first spray it. A little bit of a shock, and then it comes down. It's kind of like, snap out of it, girl, slap in the face, and then a big fat hug. And it just is very cozy and relaxing, and it will snap you out of any bad mood if you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or if you were encountered with a lot of stress before you had your coffee and you're just like, okay, too soon. This one just always does it for me. Or the end of a long day where you need to shake it off, you're away from work, you're home now, shake it off. Palo Santo always does that for me. So I always pack those 3 a little bit. Now beyond that, I have my 10. One of them is Cupid Parfums number 5. I always like a marshmallow fragrance. I just love that in a fragrance. I love that fluffy, sweet fog around me, right? So this is not unique in that it's an orange blossom marshmallow. There are a lot of fragrances with that profile. Sintra by Memo Paris, That one has a lot of green to it, like the green orange leaves are in there, a lot of petitgrain, and it can have that sharp greenness to that orange marshmallow. Love Don't Be Shy to me has a lot of that marshmallow. Some people have compared it to like Fruity Pebbles, and yeah, it has a little bit of that scratchy marshmallowness to it. Benevolence by House of Sillage, really heavy on a rich vanilla in that aspect. This one is heavy on the orange. You really get a fresh orange in there with that marshmallow, and it just gives it something brighter along with the sweet. And I just love it. I think it is my favorite version. It's a newer version. I like them all, let's be honest. I do enjoy all of those fragrances, but I'm just really liking this take on it the most because it has that fresh fruity aspect to it. So this is a newer love. Now, this one, like, needs no introduction. It is definitely my number one right now. It is just off the charts with compliments. Absolutely love this one. It is very bewitching. There's something in it that makes men blush, and it's by Chabaud Parfums, and it is Amore Torrido. This one is just, this one has just been like a number one hit everywhere, and everyone that tries it loves it. Women are telling me their husbands can't keep their hands off them when they wear this one. I've had male colleagues literally blush. They're like, Greta, you always smell amazing, but whatever you're wearing today, and then start to blush because they're not supposed to be attracted to you in my workplace, and they just can't help themselves. They're just like, well, there's something about that one. And I spoke to the perfumer, Sala, and he's like, yeah, I did some magic in there where it really does play with those like attractive pheromones in there, that it does have this alluring effect. It opens very like tropical fruit. It's actually grape and, goodness, something else that comes off like pineapple, because it has this sweet and tart aspect to it that the combination creates an almost pineapple feel, but it's grape, I don't know, is it apricot? Something else gives that very syrupy pineapple. Some coconut comes through. You get that more fruity vanilla musk kind of base, but it's different. It is not like Herba Pura. It is so good. It is just, you have to try this one. It's my number one. My number two, which has been a huge hit for me, is Sacred Bond by Reinvented Parfums. Like, I love this one also. If you like fruity perfumes, you're gonna love this one. Let's see, let me. Though there's also this musk that comes through. You do have to like your fruity perfumes, but it has this caramel in there while also having this subtle powderiness to it. This like vanilla powdery amber base with also this fruity caramel aspect to it. And it has this, it does have the creamy sandalwood in there also, that like this creamy sandalwood musky kind of base with some florals just kind of blending it together. This one is so, so good. I think this might be my scent of the night. But yeah, this one is a huge hit, Sacred Bond. The next one, not very different from it, is another hit of mine that I grabbed and was like, I need to take you with me, is Orchidée Rouge by Sora Dora. Sora Dora is a brand I absolutely love. Now, this top 10 list is before my Cannes trip, because you know that they have a new release that I'm really madly in love with. But this one, has a little more almond in it. This one has almond in it where the Sacred Bond doesn't. But if you like Orchidée Rouge, you're really gonna like this one. And it has a little bit, this one has more balsamic. It definitely has a balsamic aspect to it. Again, with the fruits and the caramel. I get more caramel and cinnamon and like this hug kind of feeling. Yeah, it definitely has more of like a boozy, sticky, sappy, sweet kind of aspect with that caramel ribbon going through. This one is delicious also. Well, there's a little bit of orange for vibrancy, but Orchidee Rouge is so, so good. Next up was a huge hit for me this summer, and it's definitely a year-round fragrance, but I am mad in love with this one, and it's 1623 by Cupid Parfums. Now, when you look at the notes and also the profile of this, it's very similar to Epico Will Be Love. However, this one opens more citrusy and then goes into that creamy peach coconut vanilla musk fragrance, whereas Will Be Love immediately opens to that creaminess. But the Cupid Parfums has more stages to it and opens with this blast of citrus that's very refreshing and kind of wakes you up, and then transitions, and they're very similar. Once you get to like 20 minutes in, they're really similar. I just prefer the 1623 over the Epico. I find the longevity is way better on the Cupid Parfums. Epico I don't think has like the best longevity. Adequate, certainly good enough, like it's good, but the Cupid Parfums just has crazy longevity for me. That's another one that gives me mad compliments. I get a lot of compliments on that because that coconut peach profile is just really good, with a powdery, woody aspect to it as well. Next up, I have two from Suspiro. I always like to kind of talk about them together, and it's Vibrato and Bel Canto. Now, Vibrato is very vibrant. It is a bergamot ginger in a fresh, warm powdery. Like it's a cooler fragrance, but the powder in there is a very comforting powder. It is not like a cold iris. It is not green, even though you have the bergamot and the ginger in there. The powderiness does not go green, which is what I prefer. So that one's very fresh, and they have this magic in their perfumery where it lasts like 24 hours, which citrusy fragrances just don't. It's a molecule that evaporates away, and they've just done some magic here that it lasts. And then on the other end of that warm, sweet spectrum is the Bel Canto in the yellow bottle. And I had to bring both of them depending on the mood I was in. I find them both just so easy to wear. The Bel Canto is just more, it has a little bit more feminine energy to it. It's sweeter. I feel like there could be even a little almond in here. It doesn't list any almond, but it does have a lot of violet and powdery notes and give that candy kind of powderiness along with that woodiness. It's just, where are you? I just love this one. It's basically woody, powdery, sweet, but a delicate sweet that is definitely worn. Both of these are worn by men and women, but they do tend to think that the green bottle is more masculine, the yellow a little bit more feminine, but they do both work on both. Really enjoy them. Now on this trip, I got to try Pasticcio, which I also like, and I feel like they all three have a lot of common denominators that if you like one, you'll likely like the others, and it could just be a mood or weather or what you're actually doing, what your activities are, which one you might prefer for the moment. But I think they would all appeal to the same person. I am cruising through these because I do have to leave for dinner. Let's see, what else did I bring here? Ooh, Fragrance du Bois. I was like, well, I have to pack a Fragrance du Bois for when I might want a more elegant, regal, luxe, indulgent kind of scent. So I packed Oud Orange Intense. It's just one of my favorites of theirs. There's something deep and rich, just so luxurious about it. Something decadent about it. It has a lot of vanilla, like a boozy, rich, syrupy kind of vanilla, along with a little bit of oud in there. And if you're not a big fan of oud or you're new to oud, this is definitely one that will work for you. Now, this is one that will develop its color over time. It will develop its intensity over time. If you have a brand new bottle, it may not have the most compelling longevity. You may not even be able to smell it right away. You need to let it rest for like a week or so. They use a high amount of naturals, and they easily get upset. Any kind of travel, especially international, it gets jostled about and it gets very upset, and it needs to rest again in order for you to be able to smell it. So don't think you got a bad bottle or anything. Yeah, it has this like powdery, woody, coconut, like a decadent, rich vanilla, boozy vanilla meets Santal Complete with a little bit of orange. It evokes the color orange, which is a very vibrant kind of color and a very cheerful color and a very bold kind of color. And they do it so well. It just opens with that fruitiness that evokes that color. But this is one that is just so luxurious and decadent and just kind of screams, I'm getting dressed up and I'm gonna go to a grand affair, and yeah. Okay, I'm getting like texts that the car is downstairs and we need to go. But let's see. Moula Moula Rouge, one I absolutely love. We have fruity notes, caramel. Moula Moula Rouge Extreme opens with fruit, like red fruits is what I get. Just red fruits of strawberry, cherry, and raspberry. But to me, it's just red fruits is what I envision. And then you get this caramel drizzled over them in this woody vanilla base, and it has this amazing like projection and sillage, and is just so grand. I love this one. It is one of my absolute favorites. I get like a whipped cream kind of topping there too with this one, even though there's no whipped cream. I really like this one. And then what's the last one I have here? Oh, Bouquet Ideal by Xerjoff. It is just a must, especially in the fall. To me, it reminds me of like mulling spices and then this gentle, woody, powdery kind of vibe. You see a lot of powderies here, right? I'm really liking powderies and musks lately. But Bouquet Ideal is one that I always turn to in the fall. It's a woody vanilla, like all these woody vanillas, these comforting, kind of powdery kind of fragrance. And it just has these fall scents to it in a delicate sense. If you like Dama Bianca, that one has white florals, where this one I say has like fall kind of spices to it. So it's just a must for me. And it's very comforting, this fragrance, and it lasts forever in my clothes. That I love that one. So those are my top 10 at the moment. So much that those are the ones I brought with me, that when on reflection, I thought, these are my top 10 for sure. I really enjoy these fragrances, even knowing that I would, be trying so many and I would find some more. I made a little bag of decants to have with me for my own personal time and what to wear. And then if I finish it, I just toss it. But those are my top 10. You can't go wrong with those. I just absolutely love them. And I will see you in the next one. Mwah.